Well, hello there, ladies, gents, boys and the girlies. Welcome back to H1Z1. Today's episode is going to be this bad boy in front of us. We're going to try our best to gather enough resources to perhaps put a roof on the right-hand side of that base. Maybe, a big maybe, also put a sort of roof on the tamper ground as well. The only downer that we might have with that is we will no longer be able to easily park the truck. Yes, the truck is still there. As you've, any of you that have been watching my past videos, it's been all about the lag and God knows what else that I've been suffering from. Yes, we're still getting the lag. But not quite half as bad as we have been. I've done a few sort of like diagnostics tests. There's nothing that I can see wrong with my PC. My hard drive has got stacks and stacks of space in it. It's a 3 terabyte hard drive I'm using in where the game is installed. I've probably used about 100 gigs of that, with other games. My memory is sweet. I've got loads of memory, so I think it's a lot of it is down to the problem I have with my provider. I've heard your comments in regards to it cannot be this, it cannot be that, but I'm just going on past history that I've had with particular games, especially this one, because this is the one that I've been following from day one. I remember going back when I first started, I had less than an 8 meg connection. I could still play the game. I could play the game pretty well, sweet, whilst not recording, but obviously when you start recording, your frames will die down somewhat, it was playable back then with less than 8 meg. I couldn't really keep up with the lads that I was playing with, but it was all good fun. So now with the connection that I've got, even at sort of like 23 meg connection, I still don't have really much trouble playing the game when I'm not recording. But as soon as I hit that record button, whole different story. I'm getting now about 20, no, actually looking down there, I'm getting about 30 frames, let's say 30 frames. Looking up here, I'm getting about between 25 and 30, whilst recording. As long as it's not too jerky, and because I like to, when I'm watching videos on YouTube, I like to see them run nice and smooth, really sweet. Oh, and don't forget, I'm playing on a US server here as well. The No Hope is a US server, so that that could have a lot to do with it as well, because I'm from the UK. But I'm not all clued up on all this technical jargon, it's all new to me. So anyway, but enough of that old twaddle. I'm thinking about putting a roof on this old base over here, because I would really like to get this one finished before the next wipe. When that's going to be, I don't know, because I've not done any redditing for the last few days. So we want to put a roof on this somehow. I was thinking about this NPC here. I was thinking about leaving that, taking the odd wall down, putting a ramp up along that side there, so people can get up easily enough, and use that as a community area, if you like. Obviously I'm going to have to put some more upper walls around the back here, but we shall see. We'll play it by ear. That's what I'm all about. I don't go planning. I wouldn't make a very good, what's the word I'm looking for? Architect. I wouldn't at all. But hey, we live and we learn. But I was looking like we can't actually place any more decks that way because somebody's placed a base there. We might be able to extend that way if we wanted to, because that one is probably far enough away so so we could add to it. But do we actually need to? You know what I mean? If you're living in a base like this is going to be like a mansion. If there was such a thing as an outbreak of chicken pox or something like that, yeah, I mean, you could hide away in there nice and tidy on your own. It would literally be like a mansion. Whereas that one there is like the dregs of that's like a poor man's home, if you like. One deck and a few showers. Whereas we've got the deluxe model. We've got the tampered ground, a car park, and we also have 3 decks. So we're gonna live. Oh yeah. So anytime that chap wants to come over for anything, a cup of tea or a cup of coffee and a bit of an old chinwag, he can feel free. But he'll have to wipe his feet before he comes in. Yeah. Anyway, right. I've done a little to this one. I just put a few more torches around, basically to see how it handles laggy wise at night time. Because as you all know, the more torches and that you put down, yeah. Oh dear, I'm getting messages now from a few friends. Oh, Murphy, yeah, are you on No Hope? Yes, I am, boss. I am on No Hope. But I'll have to send him a message in a second. Anyway, right. Yeah, so first and foremost, we're going to have to go and get ourselves some more scrap. So I'm going to do that whilst off camera because it'd be a bit easier for me and less boring for you. So if you can give me a few mementos, I shall be right back. And welcome back, ladies, gents, boys and girlies. Right, it's just becoming daylight. Oh, I'll tell you what, the night cycle on this game is unreal. Jeez, especially when you want to record in daylight. You have to wait for it to become daylight. And the night cycle is so long. Did I just say that? I say it again. It is so long. Right, anyway, getting on with the build. I've been doing a little bit of thinking while stood here waiting for it to become daylight. Now, is what I was thinking of doing, right? The only problem I'm going to have... Actually, no, I don't see it as a problem. Let me close this gate a second. I can actually put a small shelter above this one here. That will block that gap off there. Okay, so obviously that's going to come to the edge of this one, and then we're going to be left with this small gap along here. But what I was thinking of doing is putting a gate here, yes, and another gate here, yes, and then once we get around to putting the roof on and what have you, all this should tally up. So the only downside of this build at the moment that I can see is going to be sort of like this centerpiece here, where the deck foundation and the expansion meet up. But we shall see what's going on. Right. I've made a number of things, as you can clearly see. I've got 3 large lower shelters. I've got a lookout tower. I've got 3 gates, 8 upper shelters, and one small upper shelter. So I was thinking about putting a lookout tower here. Okay. Because then that way I'd still be able to put a large shelter here with the door just about here, and then we would need another large shelter here, and then leave a gap along here so as I can actually still overlap another shelter here that goes onto that, because is what my fears are is while I'm off camera, if there's some sort of like server reset or something like that, that might be why this gate here often opens. So if I put a shelter that overlaps, I won't have to worry about anybody trying to get in, because the shelter is going to block that. The gate might open, but we shall see. But I might be able to use this gate to my advantage. We shall see. So let's start anyway. Let's start by putting this shelter here if we can. It did go green just a moment ago. There we go. Ba-da! So the shelter is down. Now let me see. Can I get access to that gate? I can indeed. Right. Now, the only problem I've got is if I was to do it that side, then I could lock myself in. But it's got a code. But I could actually use that as a secret storage area, if you like. If I can get to it. Now, which one is it? Oh dear. Oh shit. No, I took it away. What a fool. Right, let's try that again. So let's place it again. There. Right, now let's leave that one there for just a couple of moments, just so it actually gets to set, because I obviously didn't leave it long enough. Right, before I forget, a friend of mine, Rebel, sorry, it's not Rebel, I do apologise, Reb, what's his name? The Murphy. Yeah, he's another good friend of ours. He's been having a problem with some player this morning. He just sent me a message basically saying he went off getting some materials, came back to his base, and he didn't actually see that there was some landmines placed on his ramp or near his ramp. He walked across them or something, and it actually destroyed his workbench and his grill, his barbecue or something like that, inside his base. So that's not a very nice thing to hear, to be honest, because PvE, I thought, well, see, now this is what gets me. If you're not, let's just say, like, this is my base. Let's get rid of that a second. This is my base. So there's like a sort of like an area around the base that nobody is able to place stuff, but surely that should go for landmines as well as, sort of like shelters and things, but obviously not. Yeah, that's a bit of a puzzle, because if you're not allowed to put shelters and things like that, or build anywhere near somebody's base, then that should actually go for landmines as well. So, but anyway, I'm sorry to hear about that, Murph. Perhaps we can find out who done it to you, and we can do something similar to them. Yeah, bastards. But anyway, right, let's get on. So let's see if we can place this one here. Now, if I place that there, we will probably, we'll be left with a gap. But I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried at all. So let's place this one here. And let's place this one here. Alright. So there we go. That's not looking too bad. Now, before I put the lookout tower there, I'm going to need to place a gate. Like so. And then that gate obviously is going to need a security code. And I'll use the same one as I usually do. That's the one. Okay. Let's open that. And let's put the lookout tower down. Right. We'll have the... I think we'll have the steps going... I might have a change actually. Yeah, sorry, I'm going to put them that way. And then we can get to the gate. Close it, blocks it off. All good. The reason why I've done that is when I put the upper shelters on, there's a lower part of this this shelter, which is I think there. Anyway, we'll look at that in a minute. Right, so that's that part done. Now, as I was saying about this part here, I can close that gap off, no problem at all, but we're still going to be left with this. Now, if I were to put a large upper shelter here, it will only come to about halfway to in this gate. I'll show you what I mean. Large shelters. So there you go. It doesn't actually, walking inside that one, it doesn't actually cover the whole gate. So you can imagine if we carried on now, going away all the way across, we're going to be left with a gap along that back wall or somewhere here. So we don't want that. So to get rid of that is what I plan on doing is, if I were to put another gate here, like so. Now that gate is going to open. Hold on, let me get rid of that. Oh, Rebel, he's just saying, looking forward to the next video. Thanks, my friend. Thank you very much. Yeah, so now we've placed that. That will actually close off this gap because it will. Or will it? No, it won't. Hold on a second. That's what we need to do. Close it. So that now will close off that gap from this side. Because, let me just think a little bit here a second. Yeah, is what I'll have to do is I'll have to put a small shelter here. Yeah, so as I can put an upper shelter across that way. So, if anybody did manage by any chance to get into this part here, they will not be able to get into this part here because the upper shelter and the gate will prevent them from doing just such a thing. Yes. Okay. Right. If you can just give me a second, I'm going to have to answer my friend's message. So give me a sec, and I shall be right back. Okay. Back again. Right. Yeah. What was I talking about? Yeah. So hopefully, once we're done here, I'll put the small shelter there, and we can continue putting up the upper shelters there. So yeah, and things are not looking too bad. Now I'm going to have to put another gate here so we can actually get inside. We are going to be left with that nasty gap there. So, we can use that as well. So let's place another gate there. That's a nasty gap, isn't it? But if we were to close that, it closes that gap off altogether. So it does. So like I said, once we've got the upper shelter here, that won't be so much of a problem, because I think the shelter is going to come quite tight to this this gate anyway, the corner of that gate. So yeah, I'm pretty good with that. So let's put another code into this gate. That's it. That's the one. My typing is not the fastest. So therefore, then when we close this gate, it's not glitching into the into this shelter, which is good. So, but you know what's going to happen when we look, when we want to come in and out of this bloody building, this monstrosity, it's going to be all gates. But never mind. The gates were there, put into the game for our use. Right, so anyway, I can put now that upper shelter, that small one, place. I can put that up there. Where's the door? I'm not too sure if that's the door there or if it's round the other way, but who cares? Nobody's going to be able to use that shelter, so we'll place that one there. And like I said, it's nice and tight with this lower one here. You know, if anybody does happen to fall down there, they're going to have a bit of a problem. Perhaps I should have put a small shelter here, then the lookout tower, and another small one over in that corner. That might have been an idea. Might change this later on. We shall see. We shall see. Let's try and get the roof done first. Let's close that again. Close that gate. Close that gate. Thank you very much. Okie dokie, and we'll close that one for now. Thank you very much. So we could do with a large shelter going from that side to meet up with that one there. And then we can put another large shelter here to cover that gate. So that's 2. There'll be 3, 4, 5. Actually, we might have enough upper shelters. Now this part here, I'm in two minds on whether to leave it open for other players to use. But it's going to mean having to box all this in so it's all nice and tight. Well, I can do that, no problem at all, because all I would need to do is to put a gate here. Well, it doesn't even have to be a gate. I could put a doorway there, because I'm not actually going to be using this part for any vehicles at all. Any vehicles are going to go down in on the tamper. Yes. So if I use a gate, if there, you know, let's just say that there is a player or something in here making use of the facilities that I'm going to place in, and I open the gate, it's going to give them that little bit extra time to be able to get in. Whereas if I use a door, you know, you can close a door a little bit quicker than you can close a gate. Yeah. So I might just leave that out there at the moment and just concentrate on getting the roof on. So right, let's start by placing that one there to go across. No, that one needs to be over there, thank you. So that's that one down. Actually, that's misplaced, does it? Aha. No, actually, that's pretty good. And now this one here, turn it around, can be placed that way. So like I said, we're going to be needing a small upper and a small lower here to block this piece off. Now this one here, that can go that way. And then this one here, actually I'm going to need another one in there. Over there in the corner. Get in the corner. Do as you're told. There. Is that right? Yes, that's right. Okay. So then, now this one here can come across the way. Like so. Now this is going to be a problem here with the gap. But I say a problem, it's not going to be a problem at all. I could turn that one around so it actually covers that. Let's try that. And then, oh actually no, I can't do that because I'm left with this one here. So let's take that one down. Like that. So I'm going to need a couple more small uppers and small lowers. So anyway, do I put a gate or do I put a door there? That's the thing I'm up against. I think I am going to put a door. So give me a second and I'll be back. And welcome back. Right, I've got enough stuff here now. I believe I'm going to start by placing a small shelter here. I'm having to do this pretty quick because my record time is nearly over. Yeah, I tell you, get lost, you see, because you're recording away and the time just slips away like there's nobody's business. Right, so there's the two lower shelters. There's one upper small. There's two upper smalls. Oh, we're still going to be stuck with this bad boy here, aren't we? I probably could have got away with not placing that. Let me just try something. Get rid of that. So I could, in fact, because I've still got 3 of these bad boys. Is 3 of them I'm going to need? No, I'm going to actually need 1, 2, right, yeah. Right, anyway, let's block this piece off here. That's done. So now the gate itself, I've made a gate. I actually need to make an upper wall. So the gate is going to be on this lip here. Well, it's not a gate, it's a door. So the door is going to be here. Okay. We've got a door to put in there. Go on. Take. There we go. So we got a door. A door with a code. There we go. Door with a code. Open sesame. So we're going to need to put an upper wall on top of that. So we're going to need an upper shelter to come all the way down here. For us to be able to do that, we're going to have to put 1 there. 1 there. So I'm actually going to have to make myself another small upper and another small lower shelter for here. So that's not a biggie. So let's place that one. And let's place that one. So yeah, there we go. So we're basically there, ladies, gents, boys and girlies, with this build. As you can see, we do have a little gap there, but that is going to be sorted because I'm just about to tear this bad boy down when it starts and decides to swing. It's the only problem with these sledgehammers. They're so heavy. You should really need 2 hands, but we can do it with 1. Oh yeah, by the way, my friend Rebel's just been on and he's just said that he gave another police car away yesterday, or he found a new police car. Hopefully it's not mine. Hopefully mine has not despawned, but because I've not used it, it might very well despawn. So in the next episode we shall find that out for sure. So anyway, there we go. We can close this gate. There you go. Close that one. We can close that one. We're still going to be left with a bit of a gap, but I'm not at all bothered at all about that. Security is our strongest point because, like I said, I'm not really going to be using this part for any vehicles whatsoever. We've not yet been upstairs, so let's have a quick look at that. Jump. Actually, it didn't turn out that bad after all. Not at all. Because actually I need another small shelter to go there. So yeah, look. This is our only problem, which is here. But like I said, with the gates closed, nobody's going to be able to... Well, people might be able to fall down there, but they ain't going to get out, for sure. And like I said, with this one all closed off as well, so I'm going to put a small one there and an overlapping large one on top. So yeah, it didn't pan out too bad after all, did it? So I'm pretty happy with that. Hope you are too. So I'm going to have to leave you there for the now. I'm going to have to take a run all the way back over to our other base to see if the police car is still there. If not, boo-hoo. That's all I've got to say on that matter. Boo bloody hoo. Yep. There we go. So yeah, we'll go and check that out, and hopefully in the next episode it's still there. But if not, we've still got this old truck here. So it's not all bad. The police car was basically just just to try to see whether they are actually safe on deck foundations. But we shall see. So anyway, as per usual, ladies, gents, boys and girlies, if you like what you see, please hit that like button. and leave any comment that you so wish to do. So until the next episode, I shall catch you all then. Bye bye for the now. Bye bye. Ha ha.